Performers and Achievers. Welcome to Performers and Achievers Daily with me, Raj Gavurla. In today's episode, we will talk about the importance of your process over outcomes. Your process over outcomes. Why is this important? The reason is because you're not in 100% control of the outcomes. Sure, you want to achieve something, accomplish something, experience the goal, the exhilaration of something, the thrill of it, the win, all of those things. However, and it's good that you begin with the end in mind. That is important. However, you don't know exactly how it will happen. And when it does, usually there were some parts that did happen that way and some parts that were just much greater, or maybe some parts that were more challenging, maybe even difficult. And then sometimes, although we do have the end in mind, it just doesn't happen at the moment that we want it to happen or need it or like it to happen. So the process, your process over outcomes. So yesterday I talked about you trying to implement running sprints. How many ever meters you chose, 100 meters, 500 meters, 1,000, 1,100, whatever the number was, and you split it up into sets. You run some for 5 meters, run some for 40, 50, 120 meters, and you add it up to whatever the total that you set for yourself. So I did that. And I challenge you to do it once a week. And as you do it, you will experience benefits. At the beginning, you may not think you're experiencing benefits because you may be out of breath. You may realize that you need to eat better. Your nutrition needs to be better so that you're able to run better. Your timing, like time of day and what you were doing before, how you mentally prepared before you sprinted, and then how did you rejuvenate or recover after you sprinted, those kind of things. What was your self-talk like and all the different types of self-talk while you were sprinting? What did you envision or see while you're sprinting? All of those affect the benefits that you receive from doing this challenge or this task or this implementing this into your day, into your week. And so I did mine. And I chose 1,100 meters and I broke them up into different segments and I started running them. And then I felt that my hip flexor on my left side was sort of strained a little bit. I could feel that it was a little bit awkward, and so I couldn't really run without feeling that something was happening there. So, like a wise person, it's important that you recognize when something like that happens, and it's just your prompt or your cue to make an adjustment, to adapt, to flex, to innovate, right? Something. And so what I did was I realized that, okay, I'm not able to sprint right now. I don't want to tear anything. I don't want to sprain anything. I don't want to make anything worse. And so what I did is that I jogged 120 meters 2 or 3 times. Jogged 120, came back, jogged another 120, came back, jogged another 120. And there are benefits to doing it that I didn't realize would occur. Actually, I was breathing more and it was more challenging than it was sprinting. Not necessarily sprinting 120 meters. However, that change of pace, right? From going from sprinting as fast as I can to jogging, well, it did something beneficial for me. And I was able to benefit in my workout. And then what I did is I would jog 60 meters and then sprint 60 meters, or jog 60, 80 meters and sprint 40. Once I've started to realize, okay, my hip flexor is okay, it just needed some attention. And this is something that, I made a in game or in routine or in competitive routine adjustment. I flexed, whatever it may be. And you're doing this a lot in your business, your job, your place of work, in your family, with your friends, extended family. When you're playing sports, right? You do this. Something happens for whatever reason, your platform that you go log into is down. Well, you're not just going to stop everything, are you? No, you weren't anticipating that. However, you have your process. And you know that, okay, well, I need to contact this, or it will come back on, or I'll check it again in about 10 minutes and start back, try it again. And, hopefully I'll be able to get back on. Or you call somebody and you notify them, hey, I can't get on the platform, so this is going to be delayed, right? So you take all of that stress off of you, okay? So in your process, one of the things I want you to work on and realize is that with your process, and the reason your process over outcomes is that by doing so, you'll realize the benefits because you don't know and the outcomes aren't guaranteed. However, you realize you're benefiting by going through your process, not through your process, but by doing your process, by your process, performing your process, the task consistently, right? And I'm not saying every day you do the same thing, obviously not. However, every day you do have your process for specific activities, tasks, initiatives, goals you're working on. However, that end goal that you have in mind is not quite here yet. Now, it's good to have it in mind, right? Clarity, yes. Clarity is a skill. So knowing what that clear goal is, see the end in mind, begin with the end in mind, that's important, but that's 20% of the time. 80% of the time is on the process, your process. Your process is what you are 80% of the time focused on, concentrate on, aware of, recognize. And by doing so, here are some key tips to keep in mind, key points to keep in mind. You are never frustrated. How's that? You are never anxious or nervous. You are never venting. And you're never frightened. And there's something's occurred there. So this is what it means to come together and be able to go to and do your process and work with one another, work with each other, right? So it becomes a little more challenging that way. At times it can be, especially when other people don't have the skill set that you do, realizing the importance of your process or the process you all have together over outcomes. And they're just racing, racing, racing for the outcome, thinking about time, thinking about distance, thinking about all those things. And because you've been through these videos, and we'll get into a little more of that importance of the time and distance not being a factor. You can be there and assist them, support them, help them from a higher level, from a better place, right? So that's what I have for you today. The importance of your process over outcomes. Your bonus is for you to think about some of the times when you've been frustrated, anxious, nervous, frightened, vented, or mad, or you get mad, or you get angry. Just think of those scenarios, real life scenarios that have happened to you. What caused it? And then implement what you learned today, the knowledge you received today. This is knowledge. You take the knowledge, you apply it, and it turns into a process. And it rewards you and benefits you in ways that you currently do not know. So it's not necessarily a failure that you didn't win or that something didn't work out the way you were thinking it would, right? So we'll understand next episode what to do and what a lot of times is needed or determines, are you what determines how you advance, how you benefit, regardless. So if you like my episode, please like it and comment in the comment section. To help and support you with my private, personal, professional, confidential programs and services, visit my website, rajgavurla.com. Fill out the brief form, and we will contact you as soon as we can. Enjoy your evening.